Hey there, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. So we're back to my Strange Fascination, episode 12, and this is a strange fascination, that's for certain. This guy, David Lee Roth of Van Halen. I don't know what my fascination was with David Lee Roth, but I just thought he was the quintessential rock star. Had everything going for him. He was boisterous, he was loud, he had a cool voice, he had the rock star image, he had that scream, and he would dance, jump around on stage like he was acrobatic. I just think the guy was one of the coolest rock stars of all time. Is he a bit of a head case? Yeah, he is. I think you got to be a bit of a head case to do the things that they did. Anyway, so my fascination started with David Lee Roth on the Fair Warning album, which was the first one I bought. I really like his voice. He had one of those voices that could sing just about anything. He seemed to be able to do the rock part really well. He could do that kind of bluesy stuff really well. He could do, some of that folky stuff that they would do, like Happy Trails and that kind of stuff. Some people didn't like that aspect of Van Halen. They didn't. They just wanted them to stick to the hard rock stuff. But to be honest with you, if they had just stuck to the hard rock stuff, maybe they wouldn't have been known for being the band they were. I think they were different enough that they stood out because of these things they did, and David Lee Roth, to me, was the crucible of that. He was the guy who led that. So when I first discovered him, I had posters of him on my wall. I just had this kind of a man crush, I guess you might call it. And it's not a sexual thing like some people might think it is, but it isn't. My mother questioned me on that too. She says, "Why do you have this guy on your wall? Like, what's the matter with you?" But I just loved his voice. I loved his whole persona. I liked everything about him. And to be honest, I probably wished I was like him. That's why we have rock stars. That's why we have idols, because we want to be like somebody. Because we're never, ever completely happy with the way we are, right? So anyways, I have all of the Van Halen stuff, the early stuff that he was on, and I love it all. It's all great stuff. There's no real bad albums with them. They have some songs that are questionable, but generally speaking, no, I love them. But I don't have any of his solo stuff. Now, I did have a couple. I think the worst one, Crazy from the Heat, I had that, and I did like some of the tracks on it, but it's just he just became when he was in Van Halen, all the best elements of him came out. Once he got out of Van Halen and there was nobody to cage him in, a lot of the worst elements came out too. So there was good and bad in that. I think, overall, I think his voice is just one of those voices that can just really play the kind of music that inspires me and makes me like him. All that stuff about the women, that was more image, I think, but certainly a lot of guys thought, well, man, if I could just be like that guy, I could have all those women, and that's basically what being a rock star was about, the money and the women, right? At least for these guys. David Lee Roth, fantastic. The influence he had on me is that I began to like to sing more at that point in time. That was around the time where I'd always been singing, but I began to try and imitate different vocals of different musicians that I liked. And I think it started because of him, because I tried to do his voice. And because of that, it made me imitate others, and then that got into doing other kind of imitations. I do imitations fairly fairly well. But anyways, I think it started with him. So that's the big influence that he had on me. And plus the music was fantastic. And I always found them to be somewhat rebellistic type band, that the kind of band that your parents would cringe at when they see them. And that, I like that. I didn't want to be pigeonholed into being a certain way, and I rebelled against everything. And I think Van Halen was the poster boy for that. Well, them and Kiss, right? So there you have it. David Lee Roth, great vocalist. I don't know what more you can say about the guy. I know he has a lot of mixed reviews. Some people really detest him. Other people really like him. I tend to fall in the really like category quite a bit. And if he'd stayed with Van Halen longer, maybe I would have stayed with Van Halen longer. But as soon as he left the band, I really, other than the one album I bought with Sammy Hagar, and I don't even know why I bought it. I think it was a sale somewhere, and I seen it, and what the hell, I'll try it. And there's nothing against Sammy Hagar. I like Sammy Hagar. I think he's pretty decent, but he's not David Lee Roth, sorry. But, so, there you go. There you have it. David Lee Roth in a nutshell. At least how My Strange Fascinations, a tribute to him. Anyways, please like, subscribe, make comments if you wish about this. Interested in people's opinions. I'm sure I'm going to get some about this, but it's okay. I like that. The differences make you think about all angles of why you like something, and then why people don't like it. There are stuff that I really quite love quite a bit, and some people can't stand it. Rush being one of them bands, but Rush is one of those bands that's just, it's always going to be that way. Love them, hate them. So there you have it. I hope you will watch the next episode, and I hope you will have a great day, and we will see you soon on the next episode of My Strange Fascinations. Prog Monster Road.